Hey guys, welcome back. We're looking at our Michael Myers Halloween build for the Halloween group builds being held on Mindless Model Works, Sci-Fi Fantasy, and Trekworks, doing all three. One figure, all three. If the guys that are running it don't want me to do that, that's their prerogative, but I'm still boasting all three of those group builds. Where we are, the base is really just about finished. The biggest stumbling block that I ran into was my pumpkin. There are two versions to this kit. There's the version that I've gotten, which has Michael Myers on the cover, the model itself, and there's another one that has the movie poster of the pumpkin head, the pumpkin itself, with a knife next to it. That's a different edition. I think that came out later, obviously, because that one comes with a lighting kit for the pumpkin. This one that I've got did not, so I had to do that myself. I am electronically inept when it comes to that kind of thing, so it's something that's been really a hindering point for me, as simple as it is. I'll show you what I did. But I won't get too into it because it's just not my thing. But we got our base basically done for the most part, and we are getting ready to finish off Michael. For the pumpkin, actually, let me show you what it looks like. Hang on. Okay, as you can see here, we've got our pumpkin glowing, and he's looking pretty sinister, I think. Still a little wobbly. I gotta find a way to secure his head a little better, but it's looking a lot better than I had hoped. If you'll notice, it's a little bright due to the camera. It's not really that bright in real life, and it's very yellow-orange like. It looks lifelike to me. The other thing you'll notice is you can see, you might say there's light bleed through the pumpkin itself, and you'd be correct. But that is really on purpose, because if you look at any jack-o'-lantern with a light in it, you'll notice that you can see through the skin itself. You've carved it out, you've scraped it clean, you've thinned the walls of the pumpkin, and light does show through. So really that was done on purpose. I had thought about blocking it out, but then I thought better of it. So that's where we are with that. And actually, if you watch the first movie, I believe it's in the opening credits, that it pans past the pumpkin and you can actually see the light glow through it. So I think that's pretty accurate. So hang on. Okay, so in order to do the pumpkin, basically all I did is I found these tea lights at the dollar store. It was a pack of 4 or 6 that I got for $1. And now they have similar ones. I have another set of these. I buy them all the time, that I got at Hobby Lobby for probably $4 to $6. Again, 4 or 6 in a pack. The dollar ones, when I saw them, were a lot better, so I grabbed them. But they're almost identical, really, when it comes to their functionality and everything like that. There's really not much of a difference. But what I did is I broke this open using a wrench, because it wouldn't just pop open. I had to really break it open. And I saved the base board, which I don't know around here. No, I don't. But saved the board and the light, which is just, actually here's the original one. Okay. Except it was a white LED. I thought that I can make it look more sinister by dipping it into Tamiya clear orange, but really didn't add the effect to it. Actually dimmed the bulb down, and I wasn't thrilled with the effect. So I ordered some new bulbs online, flickering LEDs. Even though they are a white bulb, they flicker yellow, orange in color, and that's what we got in there now. And when I put it in, all I did was clip the wires off the base so I could put it through the hole that I made in the step, but then it was too short. I wouldn't be able to reach it to do anything, so I had to cut the wires off, resolder them on, and now this is what I got here. Okay, so just put them back in place where they were, longer wires. And then this has got a watch battery inside, and then this button just turns it on and off. So that's pretty cool. I can change the battery. The back of the steps are clear. Okay, so it allows plenty of room for me to get back there and change the battery when need be. I said I just got to find a way to anchor this better, because this just pisses me off. He is our final piece. I think I explained this last time when we painted up his coveralls. I went over with the pastels and I highlighted the high spots and made it look all nice and everything like that. It was very dimensional. I was very happy with it. And then, now some people, when they do pastels, they do it and then they're done. For me, I have the habit of handling and still working with it after I've done the pastels, and it wears off. So what I do and have done in the past is, after I put my pastels on, I shoot it with some clear coat, whether it's a gloss or a flat most of the time with figures, and it seals it in. When I did this one, it obliterated all the pastels. It was like it, after it dried, it was like I had never done anything to it. And I'm guessing after the fact was that I probably was just a little too heavy-handed on it. As opposed to misting it on there, I think I just did it way too much. But I was upset with it. I let it dry, and what I did is I went back, I made a concoction of the paint that I used for the coveralls, just made it a little lighter, and then I just dry brushed all over the high spots again. I let it dry, and that's where we are with him now. Now what I'm going to do is probably give it another dull coat to kind of blend that in better, and then I think the body itself will be done. I'm still trying to get his mitt. It looks like he's wearing oven mitts, man. These ham hock hands, to look right, they're just not working for me no matter what I do. That's another sticking point, but I'm just gonna have to get past it eventually on that. And then there was the head. I have really been fighting with the eyes. I can't tell you how many times I've redone the eyes on this figure over and over again. Actually, let me start with the mask itself. The mask itself on the movie was white. I did not use white for this because it's just way too stark in this scale. I do not like the way it looked. So what I did is I used light gray. Let's see if I have it here. Yeah, just Model Masters light gray. Okay, it's a little more muted, and I think it looks better in this scale than a stark white color. Okay, then I did the eyes. I worked on the eyes. Doing in there is the skin tone. There is the eyeball color, which I used buttercream. The pupil, I used a dark blue. Actually, I used the same color that I used on the coveralls. I'm not sure what color Michael's eyes were, but they were kind of dark and sinister, so that's what I did that for. And then once I got everything done, I went in with some pastels and I blackened the eyelets a little bit, so you can still see the color through it, but it gives it a little bit more sinister look with the dusting, and the dusting is reflected over the mask also a little bit. Okay, that was done on purpose because his mask was kind of worn out at some times, so I think it adds a little dimension to it. So I think it looks pretty cool. So we still have to work on his hair. Okay, The hair needs to be, it's just been done with brown. I have to add some other colors to it to add some depth to it. And then I have to assemble it to his body. And we are almost done. So, stay tuned and I'll show you the final reveal. Alright guys, here we are with the final reveal for our Halloween Michael Myers build for the group builds going on Mindless Model Works, Sci-Fi Fantasy, and Trekworks. As you can see here, what we did was we did the Polar Lights Halloween kit of Michael Myers the night he came home. Yeah, pretty cool kit actually. Picked this up at Jersey Fest earlier this summer, and actually later this summer. It was late this year, September. But anyway, picked it up for a really good price. That's not the price. I was able to haggle it even further down. I was very happy with it. Got the kit and really didn't know when I was going to build it. And then Halloween came around all of a sudden, and I thought it'd be a good idea to use it for my Halloween special this year and throw it into the mix of all the group builds. So without further ado, we bring you Michael Myers. Play with the camera a bit. He's, it's a big setup, so we have to really catch it. Actually, you know what I'll do? We'll do wibbly wobbly for this. Hang on. So here we are with Michael Myers, and I tell you what, I'm not thrilled with the way the camera's picking up the facial features and everything. It's very blurred and whited out, but this is Michael Myers. You can see he's been done. Everything is, actually it's pretty cool, I think. I'm very happy with the mask. I was worried about the mask. We talked about this earlier, and that is I used light gray from Tamiya to do the mask. This way it wasn't so stark. As you can see also around the edges, so we got a thing around the edges from handling and stuff like that, I made it a little dirty up and around here. Added some dirt around the raised edges of his brows. Of course, he had dark eyes, unlike the box where it showed him clear. I just think it looked really goofy with clear eyes on the Sinister Mask, so we darkened them in. Made it a little dirty. The coveralls have been also done with pastels and accenting colors and stuff like that. You can see here, maybe, hopefully, you can see across here there's a little bit of a blood splatter as he slices. I think that looks pretty cool. And we got the blood on the hands and everything. I just think it looks pretty cool. Put a lot of work into the base on this one. Probably one of the more intense bases I've done so far. I mean, we've got real leaves litter the base. Those are actual leaves that we used. Punched them out of leaves with a die set. The grass was done with the stuff they use for train scenes and stuff like that. So it's got that grass effect on it. It's pretty cool. This little pile of leaves is still loose. I have to find a place for that. But we got the mask, we got the scuffs, we got the wear on the stuff. It looks pretty neat. We added some shrubs to the side. Those are also lifelike trees. We gave them a spray of some browns and yellows and oranges to make them look a little more autumn. I think that looks pretty cool. You got the blood on the knife there. You can see he's got blood on his pants, down on his boot. And you can actually see some blood dripping onto the step. Yes, very cool. And then when we pop out the lights, you can see our jack-o'-lantern flickering. Very neat. Very happy with the results. First lighting of a kit. I like that. First lighting. Giggity. Hopefully that means I'll do more in the future. But this one kind of kicked my ass, so it might be a little while. But anyway, that's the kit. I will try to throw some pictures at the back end of this to see, hopefully they can capture something in some better light, and then I'll post everything up. But that is our Michael Myers build for the 2017 group builds that are going on. I hope you enjoyed this. It was a lot of fun. I think it's probably my first or second kit done for the year. So, but anyway, that's Michael. Thanks for watching, guys.